In any case, as we grow in size and we have just become the world's 5th largest economy, etc., and we should be growing further along those lines, then I think it is a logical step to look at ways to internationalize the Indian rupee, and it will happen. It's a logical evolution.
Do you see then that there actually being sort of a thought process of being able to bypass the dollar? Is that something that can actually realistically happen? Or is a process have started, at least a thought process started to say, can we trade directly with Russia? Can we trade directly with the UAE without having to necessarily go through the dollar?
I mean, the problem is that there aren't too many other alternatives or countries which did differently. Everybody followed the same playbook.
Okay.
So the dollar still remains an important vehicle for financial market or trade transactions, etc. But yes, there are countries, not just India, but even many other countries, given the fact that foreign exchange reserves themselves have become subject to sanctions, have become instruments of international power relations, then it naturally encourages many countries to look at barter arrangements or trade in settlement other than dollars, etc. So that process is a natural reaction to the weaponization of currencies or foreign exchange reserves, etc. But these are still very early days to talk about that. But the overall confidence in the dollar hasn't really diminished.
Would you encourage more thought process going into these alternate sort of ways of trade?
Yes, the answer is yes. I think we need to, because in any case, as we grow in size and we have just become the world's 5th largest economy, etc., and we should be growing further along those lines, then I think it is a logical step to look at ways to internationalize the Indian rupee, and it will happen. It's a logical evolution.
And do you see, I mean, you're obviously saying that your confidence in the dollar is a global one and that's not reducing. There has been a lot of talk of the past couple of months where there is saying that the dollar hegemony over the global economy is going to reduce. So the process has started. How long it takes, we don't know. But there is enough written about this to suggest that. Is there a way that we, I mean, I'm just asking the question again, but is there a way that you can kind of trade without the dollar? I mean, of course you have confidence in the dollar, you can save in the dollar, but can we, what will come in the way of us, suppose, importing from Japan by just
it's obviously both countries have to agree. And second, if you are trading with other countries where, let's say, you have a trade surplus, and then in which case, suppose you agree to settle in your respective currencies, then you will have more of the other country's currency, then you should be able to invest it in those currencies, right? So then those countries must have capital account convertibility, which means they should allow non-residents to invest in those currencies. So if India receives more of country A's currency, but can't do much with it.
With the currency.
Either, obviously, the only country where you can use this is more like this other country from where you receive those currencies. And if they don't allow investments to happen, then what do you do with that currency? So those are all the questions that need to be sorted out. So that's why I said it's going to be a slow process. But naturally, conversations are begun because people are realizing, not only the issue of weaponization of currencies or reserves, that's not the only reason that is causing this conversation to happen. It's also a case that whenever the United States, raises interest rates, then there is this global dollar shortage that emerges.
People are looking for other options.
Because people have been borrowed. So in good times, countries, both state and non-state players, borrow in dollars, and much of the commodity trade in the world is denominated in dollars. So the need for dollars is always going to be there. And then when the United States pulls back its balance sheet, the central bank's balance sheet, or raises interest rates, the resulting dollar shortage in the world causes so much of financial vulnerability or trade dislocation. So those are also the other reasons that are prompting countries to think about, can we settle trades other than in the dollars? So it's not just the sanctions that are coming in, that are causing this discussion to happen, but also the episodes of dollar shortage, as in 2008 or now, that are making people think about this as a practical necessity.
Right.